Kính thưa quý vị, tôi xin phép đã là tóm tắt những gì mà tôi được học hỏi nghiên cứu ngày hôm nay, tức là cái vai trò quan trọng của tâm, can, tỳ, phế, thận. Tôi nói là tâm, can, tỳ, phế, thận nó ảnh hưởng tới sức khỏe và đời sống của chúng ta hàng ngày. Riêng về tâm á, là phải có tâm từ bi, hỷ xả, bác ái, vị tha. Và cái tâm ở đây nữa, nói về thê tôn giáo đó, là mình phải đi xưng tội là mỗi ngày, chứ không phải chờ cuối tuần mới đi xưng tội ở nhà thờ. Cái đó thành ra tóm lại tài liệu này nói về vai trò quan trọng của tâm, can, tỳ, phế, thận. Tôi xin mời quý vị nghe những đoạn đây, đoạn ngắn video này, vì tôi không được làm quá 15 phút nha.
Lungs. It is lined with tiny hairs called cilia, which help to filter out debris from the air. Other structures of the respiratory system include the bronchi and bronchioles, which are tubes that branch off from the trachea and carry air to the alveoli, and the diaphragm, which is a sheet of muscle that separates the chest and abdomen and helps with breathing. The respiratory system plays a vital role in maintaining the body's oxygen supply and removing waste products. Number 6. The digestive system. The digestive system is the body system that is responsible for breaking down food into nutrients that can be absorbed and used by the body. It consists of the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and large intestine. The mouth is where food enters the body and where the process of digestion begins. The mouth contains teeth, which mechanically break down food, and the tongue, which helps to mix food with saliva. The esophagus is a tube-like structure that connects the mouth to the stomach. It uses muscle contractions called peristalsis to move food down to the stomach. The stomach is a muscular sac that mixes and grinds food with stomach acid and enzymes. The small intestine is a long, narrow tube that is responsible for the majority of nutrient absorption. The large intestine is a wider tube that absorbs water and electrolytes from undigested food and forms feces, which are then eliminated from the body through the rectum and anus. The digestive system is essential for the body's ability to obtain and use nutrients from food. It also helps to eliminate waste products from the body. Number 7. The urinary system. The urinary system, also known as the renal system, is the body system that is responsible for the filtering of waste products from the blood and the excretion of these products from the body. It consists of the kidneys, ureters, bladder, and urethra. The kidneys are a pair of bean-shaped organs located in the back of the abdomen. They are responsible for filtering waste products, such as urea and creatinine. The ureters are tubes that carry urine from the kidneys to the bladder. The bladder is a muscular sac that stores urine until it is eliminated from the body through the urethra. The urethra is a tube that carries urine out of the body. In addition to removing waste products, the urinary system helps to regulate the body's electrolyte balance and blood pressure, and plays a role in the production of red blood cells.
That's the sound of an American oil company hard at work.
Quảng cáo hoài hả?
Listen up.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, and I'm the CEO.
Number 8. The endocrine system. The endocrine system is the body system that is responsible for the production and secretion of hormones, which are chemical messengers that regulate various bodily functions. It consists of glands, such as the thyroid, pancreas, and adrenal glands, which produce hormones and release them into the bloodstream. The thyroid gland is located in the neck and produces hormones that regulate metabolism, the body's process of converting food into energy. The pancreas is located behind the stomach and produces hormones, such as insulin, that help regulate blood sugar levels. The adrenal glands, which are located above the kidneys, produce hormones, such as adrenaline, that help the body respond to stress. The endocrine system helps to regulate metabolism, growth and development, and the body's response to stress and other stimuli. Number 9. The lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is a body system that is responsible for the circulation of a clear fluid called lymph and the defense of the body against infection and disease. It consists of a network of vessels, called lymph vessels, that carry lymph throughout the body, as well as a number of lymphoid organs and tissues, such as the spleen, lymph nodes, and tonsils, which help to filter and remove harmful substances from the lymph. Lymph is a clear fluid that contains white blood cells called lymphocytes, which help to fight infection and disease. The lymph nodes are small, bean-shaped organs that are located throughout the body and contain immune cells that help to fight infection. The spleen is an organ located in the abdomen that filters and removes old or damaged red blood cells and platelets from the blood. The tonsils are small masses of lymphoid tissue located in the back of the throat that help to filter and remove bacteria and other harmful substances from the air we breathe. The lymphatic system plays a vital role in the body's immune system and helps to protect the body against infection and disease. It also helps to maintain fluid balance in the body by returning excess fluid from the tissues back into the bloodstream. Number 10, the reproductive system. The reproductive system is the body system
đây
that
là
is
liên hệ
responsible
tới
for the
cơ quan sinh
production
dục.
and transportation of gametes, sex cells, and the reproduction of offspring. In males, the reproductive system consists of the testes, which produce sperm, and the penis, which transports sperm during sexual intercourse. In females, the reproductive system consists of the ovaries, which produce eggs, and the uterus, which provides a place for a fertilized egg to develop into a baby. The testes are a pair of male reproductive organs located in the scrotum. They produce sperm and the hormone testosterone, which helps to regulate male secondary sexual characteristics, such as facial hair and a deeper voice. The penis is a male reproductive organ that is responsible for the transportation of sperm during sexual intercourse.
Sperm.
It is made up of spongy tissue that becomes engorged with blood during sexual arousal, causing it to become erect. The ovaries are a pair of female
Cái này là cái
reproductive
gì?
organs located in the pelvis. They
À,
produce eggs and the hormones estrogen and progesterone, which help to regulate the menstrual cycle and female secondary sexual characteristics, such as breast development and the appearance of body hair. The uterus is a female reproductive organ located in the pelvis. It is a muscular, pear-shaped organ that provides a place for a fertilized egg to develop into a baby. If fertilization does not occur, the uterus sheds its lining during menstruation. The reproductive system plays a vital role in the continuation of the human species. It allows for the production and transportation of gametes and the reproduction of offspring. In addition, hormones produced by the reproductive system play a role in the development and maintenance of secondary sexual characteristics and the regulation of the menstrual cycle. The skeletal system. The skeletal system is the body system that provides structure and support for the body. It consists of bones and joints, which work together to allow movement and protect internal organs. Bones are the hard, calcified tissues that make up the skeleton. They are classified into 4 types: long bones, short bones, flat bones, and irregular bones. Long bones are found in the arms, legs, and fingers. They have a long shaft with rounded ends called epiphyses. The epiphyses contain the growth plates, also called epiphyseal plates, which are responsible for bone growth during development. Long bones provide support and leverage for movement. Examples of long bones include the femur, or the thigh bone, and tibia, or the shin bone. Short bones are found in the wrists and ankles. They are shorter and wider than long bones and provide stability and support. Examples of short bones include the carpals, or the wrist bones, and tarsals, or the ankle bones. Flat bones are thin and flat, with 2 parallel surfaces. They protect internal organs and provide a surface for muscle attachment. Examples of flat bones include the sternum, or the breastbone, and ribs. Irregular bones have complex shapes and serve a variety of functions. Examples of irregular bones include the vertebrae, or the spinal bones, and hip bones. Bones are connected to each other at joints, which allow movement and help to maintain the body's posture and balance. There are 3 main types of joints: synarthrotic joints, apoarthrotic joints, and diarthrotic joints. Synarthrotic joints, also called immovable joints, do not allow for any movement. They are found between bones that are tightly fused together, such as the opening to the trach.
What if you could claim a stake on what's set to be the biggest IPO ever, starting with just $500? Everybody's
The trachea when we swallow. This helps to prevent food and liquids from entering the airway and lungs. The larynx also has a series of small muscles that help to open and close the opening to the trachea, called the glottis, and to control the flow of air. In addition to its role in speech and protection of the airway, The larynx also plays a role in maintaining the proper pH balance in the body. It does this by controlling the rate of respiration, which is the process of exchanging oxygen and carbon dioxide in the body. Trachea. The trachea, also known as the windpipe, is a tube-like structure that extends from the larynx voice box to the bronchi in the lungs. It is composed of rings of cartilage that help to keep the trachea open and prevent it from collapsing. The trachea is lined with a mucous membrane that helps to moisten and protect the tissues. It is also lined with small hair-like structures called cilia that help to sweep mucus and other debris out of the airway. The trachea is about 4 inches long and about 1 inch in diameter. It is divided into 2 main branches, called the bronchi, which lead to the right and left lungs. The trachea and bronchi are part of the respiratory system and are responsible for carrying air to and from the lungs. Bronchi. The bronchi are the 2 main air tubes that branch off the trachea and lead to the lungs. Each bronchus enters a lung and divides into smaller tubes called bronchioles, which in turn divide into even smaller tubes called alveoli. The bronchi and bronchioles make up the bronchial tree, which is responsible for distributing air to the alveoli. The bronchi are lined with a mucous membrane that helps to moisten and protect the tissues. They also contain tiny hair-like structures called cilia and mucus-producing cells that help to filter out dirt and other particles that may be inhaled. The cilia and mucus work together to sweep these particles out of the bronchi and prevent them from entering the lungs. The bronchi also contain small muscles that help to control the flow of air to and from the lungs. During inhalation, the muscles in the bronchi relax and the walls of the bronchi expand, allowing air to flow in. During exhalation, the muscles in the bronchi contract and the walls of the bronchi narrow, forcing air out of the lungs. The digestive system. The digestive system is a group of organs that work together to convert food into energy and basic nutrients to feed the entire body. Food is broken down mechanically and chemically in the mouth, then moves through the esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and large intestine before being eliminated from the body. The organs of the digestive system include the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. The liver, gallbladder, and pancreas also play important roles in the digestive process. Mouth. The mouth plays a vital role in the digestive system as it is the first point of contact between the body and food. The process of digestion begins in the mouth with the mechanical breakdown of food through the process of chewing. Food is mixed with saliva, which contains the enzyme amylase, responsible for breaking down carbohydrates. The tongue helps to mix the food with saliva and also helps in moving the food to the back of the mouth for swallowing. The act of swallowing, also known as deglutition, is a complex process that is controlled by several muscles in the mouth, throat, and esophagus. In addition to breaking down food, the mouth also plays a role in the sense of taste, which helps the body to identify and discern between different types of food. Esophagus. The esophagus is a muscular tube that connects the mouth to the stomach. It is responsible for transporting food from the mouth to the stomach using a series of muscular contractions, known as peristalsis. The esophagus also has a ring-like muscle at the top, known as the upper esophageal sphincter, which helps to keep food and stomach acid from flowing back into the esophagus. This muscle relaxes to allow food to pass through and then tightens to prevent the backflow of stomach contents. The esophagus also has a lower esophageal sphincter, which is located at the bottom and separates the esophagus from the stomach. Stomach. The stomach is a muscular sac that plays a crucial role in the digestion of food. It mixes food with stomach acid and digestive enzymes, which helps to break down proteins and kill harmful bacteria. The stomach also releases a hormone called ghrelin, which signals to the brain that the body is hungry. As food enters the stomach, it is mixed with stomach acid and enzymes to form a thick liquid called chyme.
Dominant for language. Right hemisphere is more involved with creativity, spatial ability, artistic, and musical skills. It also plays a role in interpreting visual information and processing emotions. Lobes of the cerebrum. The cerebral cortex, the outer layer of the cerebrum, is divided into 4 main lobes. Frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, occipital lobe, Frontal lobe. Located at the front of the brain, it's responsible for executive functions such as reasoning, decision-making, planning, and problem-solving. It also oversees voluntary movement, speech production, and aspects of personality and behavior. Parietal lobe. Positioned behind the frontal lobe and above the temporal lobe, it processes sensory information from the body such as touch, taste, and spatial positioning. The somatosensory cortex, which maps tactile information from the body, is located in this lobe. Temporal lobe. Found on the sides of the brain, near the ears, it's associated with processing auditory information, understanding language, and the formation of long-term memories. It also has roles in recognizing faces and processing emotional responses. Occipital lobe. Located at the back of the brain, it's primarily responsible for vision. This includes processing visual information from the eyes, interpreting colors, and recognizing shapes and movement. Gyri and sulci. The surface of the cerebrum is highly convoluted, consisting of ridges,
Left eye,
gyri,
right eye.
and grooves, sulci. These convolutions increase the surface area of the cerebrum, allowing more neurons to fit in and enhancing cognitive abilities. Cerebral cortex. This is the outermost layer of the cerebrum and is composed of gray matter. It is densely packed with nerve cells and is responsible for higher cognitive functions, including thinking, perceiving, producing, and understanding language. The thickness and structure of the cerebral cortex can vary across individuals and has been associated with various cognitive abilities and personality traits. White matter. Located beneath the cerebral cortex, white matter is made up of myelinated or insulated axons, which are nerve fibers that connect different parts of the brain to each other. The myelin gives this region its white appearance and helps accelerate the transmission of signals between neurons. Basal ganglia. Though often considered separately, the basal ganglia are a group of nuclei deep within the cerebrum. They play a crucial role in movement regulation, habit formation, and certain aspects of cognition and emotion. Limbic system. Also nested within the cerebrum, this system comprises the amygdala, hippocampus, and other structures vital for emotion, behavior, and long-term memory. The cerebrum, with its intricate structures and networks, is central to human consciousness, enabling us to think, learn, create, and experience emotions. It remains a focal point in neuroscience research as we strive to unravel the mysteries of human cognition and behavior. Cerebellum. The cerebellum, often referred to as the little brain due to its appearance and size relative to the cerebrum, is an essential structure located underneath the occipital lobes of the cerebrum at the back of the brain. Here's a detailed breakdown of cerebellum. Structure and functions. The cerebellum is divided into two hemispheres, similar to the cerebrum, and has a finely convoluted surface, which helps maximize its surface area. These convolutions are made up of folds known as folia. In the middle, a narrow worm-like structure called the vermis connects the two hemispheres. The cerebellum plays a key role in fine-tuning motor activities. While the cerebrum might initiate a movement, the cerebellum makes adjustments to ensure the movement is smooth and precise. It helps maintain balance and proper posture, particularly when the body is in motion. The cerebellum is essential for tasks that require practice and repetition, such as riding a bicycle or playing a musical instrument. More recent research has revealed the cerebellum's involvement in certain cognitive and emotional functions. This includes processes like attention, language, and regulating fear and pleasure responses. Layers. The cerebellar cortex, which is the outer layer of the cerebellum, is made up of three distinct layers. Molecular layer. The outermost layer containing few neurons but many extensions from other cells. Purkinje layer. Contains Purkinje cells, large neurons that send inhibitory projections to the deep cerebellar nuclei. Granular layer. The innermost layer made up of tiny granule cells that send excitatory projections up to the molecular layer. Deep cerebellar nuclei. Embedded within the cerebellum are clusters of gray matter known as the deep cerebellar nuclei. These serve as the primary output cantors of the cerebellum, communicating its processed information to other brain regions. Peduncles. The cerebellum communicates with other parts of the brain via three paired structures known as peduncles. Superior cerebellar peduncle connects the cerebellum to the midbrain and thalamus, primarily carrying output from the cerebellum to other brain regions. Middle cerebellar peduncle connects the cerebellum to the pons and is the primary input route to the cerebellum. Inferior cerebellar peduncle connects the cerebellum to the medulla oblongata, facilitating both input and output between the cerebellum and other brain regions. Despite cerebellum's smaller size compared to the cerebrum, the cerebellum contains more neurons and plays a crucial role in a variety of tasks, ensuring they are executed with precision and grace.
You make me so
Brainstem.
happy.
The brainstem is located at the base of the
Thank
brain.
you so much.
It serves as the bridge connecting the cerebrum and cerebellum to the spinal cord.
Oh, thank
The
you. You
brainstem is
make me
critical
happy.
for basic life functions,
Check your
such as
mailbox,
breathing,
okay.
heart rate, and blood pressure. It's
Yeah.
involved in reflexes,
Okay,
including those
because
that
I'm
regulate balance
working
and
now,
hearing.
so
It
check
plays a
your
role
mailbox.
in
I call you
regulating the
back this
sleep-wake
afternoon,
cycle.
okay? Thank you.
The
Thank
brainstem
you.
serves as a conduit, with ascending
Okay.
tracts transmitting sensory information to the brain and descending tracts sending motor information to the body. Cranial nerves 3 through 12 originate from the brainstem, controlling functions such as facial expressions, swallowing, and sensation in the face. Here's a detailed look at brainstem. Components. The brainstem can be divided into three main structures, each with specific features and functions. Midbrain or mesencephalon. The most superior portion of the brainstem, the midbrain, is located beneath the thalamus and above the pons. Prominent structures include the cerebral peduncles, which contain motor and sensory tracts, and the corpora quadrigemina, composed of the superior and inferior colliculi. The superior colliculi are involved in visual reflexes, while the inferior colliculi are associated with auditory processing. The midbrain houses the red nucleus, involved in motor coordination, and the substantia nigra, which plays a role in reward and movement. The midbrain contains nuclei for cranial nerves 3 and 4. Pons. Positioned between the medulla and the midbrain, the pons appears as a bulging region on the anterior part of the brainstem. It primarily acts as a relay station, transmitting information between the cerebrum, cerebellum, and spinal cord. The pons also plays a role in regulating the sleep-wake cycle and houses nuclei for cranial nerves 5 through 8.
You, just you, building your app. On base 44. Describe.
Medulla oblongata. Located closest to the spinal cord, the medulla oblongata is the most inferior part of the brainstem. It regulates several vital and involuntary functions, such as heartbeat, blood pressure, and respiration. Any significant damage to this region can be life-threatening. It also contains the pyramids, which are two elongated ridges on its anterior surface where motor fibers cross over or decussate. This decussation is why each hemisphere of the brain controls the opposite side of the body. The medulla also houses nuclei for cranial nerves 8 through 12. Reticular formation. Spanning the length of the brainstem, the reticular formation is a network of interconnected neurons. It's vital for consciousness, sleep regulation, and overall alertness. Damage to this area can result in coma. The reticular formation also filters sensory input to decide what information is relayed to the cerebral cortex. Thalamus. The thalamus is located in the center of the brain, just above the brainstem, and is nestled between the cerebral cortex and the midbrain. Each hemisphere of the brain contains a thalamus. It is composed of two symmetrical egg-shaped masses of gray matter, and these are surrounded by a thin layer of white matter called the external medullary lamina. It performs various functions. Relay station. One of the primary roles of the thalamus is to relay sensory information from peripheral receptors and the spinal cord to the appropriate regions of the cerebral cortex. It processes and transmits inputs from all the senses, except smell, to associated cortical areas. Motor functions. The thalamus also receives information from the cerebellum and basal ganglia and relays it to the motor areas of the cerebral cortex, aiding in the coordination and modulation of movement. Sleep and wakefulness. It's involved in regulating states of sleep and wakefulness. The thalamus plays a role in controlling the sleep spindle activity during the sleep cycle. Consciousness. The thalamus contributes to consciousness and alertness, particularly through its connections with the cerebral cortex and the reticular formation in the brainstem. Pain perception. The thalamus is also involved in processing pain signals and can modulate the perception of pain. Hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is a small but crucial region of the brain that plays an integral role in connecting the nervous system to the endocrine system via the pituitary gland. The